Hello friends and family from around the world, this is Mike with Morning Dew Daily Events Worldwide, and we are on September 1st, 2021, and welcome to another surviving day on the planet, and welcome to the Daily Dew, giving you an update on space weather, world weather, earthquakes, volcanoes, everything else affecting humanity. Starting out here, looking at our pretty active sun the last 48 hours, looking at 304 angstroms, a lot of plasma on the right-hand side there in the outgoing position. And we do have an incoming sunspot. Looking here, last 48 hours incoming imagery. Bright fiery region pops up there in the last few images. On the left side and on the right side, we do have pretty big bright spot coming in. But most of the activity was in the outgoing position. C.M.E. definitely erupted from the sun. And look at all that plasma. Wow. Just a whipping around. Closer look here at the incoming images, cresting around bright region, and as well a closer look at the C.M.E. and as well all of the plasma filament eruptions going on in the outgoing position. Looking here at another light multi-spectrum, you can see all the effects from the one event C.M.E. And as well, it is seen on the LASCO 2 and 3. And we do have quite a big coronal hole developing as well, a deepened coronal hole, southern region. Just pointing out the major events and as well the incoming events, Earth-facing coronal hole. Have a quick look here at LASCO 2 and 3, showing the C.M.E. event coming off the right-hand side of the disk here. So the sun is in behind that. It's kind of like a disk is stopping the bright light from obscuring what we're able to see. And you can see out the right-hand side, plasma shooting away. Looking at a real-time solar wind, we are currently sitting at about 332 kilometers per second. Solar winds pelting us, and our phi angle flipped about 8 hours ago, has not really flipped back yet. Keeping an eye on things as we are expecting space weather. Solar X-ray flux remains low, slight elevation to C-class, geomagnetic activity remains low as well. Schumann resonance for today, hefty power of 42, and we've seen a pretty busy day around the world for earthquakes, volcanoes, a power of 49, quality of 12.9. Looking here at earthquakes the last 24 hours, we're going to start out with the most recent 5.3 here north of Ascension Island, and as well today a 5.7 mid-Atlantic ridge. A lot of activity through the Atlantic plate today. 4.8 northern mid-Atlantic ridge as well. Lots of possible magma coming up through the ridge. Earthquakes here, South Sandwich Islands 5.1 and a 5.6, as well a 5.2 here west into Scotia Sea, 4.9 West Chile rise, and as well a sizable 5.6 here in Chile, 16 kilometer depth. Pretty quiet through South America to say the least, and as well very quiet through Dominican Republic. Only 3 minor earthquakes reported through the region today. Oklahoma seeing minor earthquakes, Quinton, and as well Quinlan, 2.8. Minor earthquakes through Jal, New Mexico, White City, New Mexico as well, 2.5. And as well up into Nevada, 3.0. And as well as Stanley, Idaho seeing a 2.7. Livermore, California, 2.6. Pretty quiet, I'd say, right across the North American plate right now. We did see a 4.0 yesterday in Nevada, and as well a 4.1 Petrolia, California. No major activity to report through Yellowstone. Just minor activity pretty much from Yellowstone and westward. Small swarm continuing through Markleeville. Minor activity through Los Angeles today. As well, Ridgecrest. course, south of Lake Tahoe there, where those fires are. Minor activity through Idaho today. And as well, continuing activity through Seattle, Washington, right along these fault lines. Continuing. So heads up, my friends and family from around the world, Earth is a-shaking, and our plates are shifting. And that's the last 24 hours for earthquakes, looking at about 250, according to USGS. Also wanted to show you here the large fires that are still burning through Northern California, south of Lake Tahoe, and as well north of Lake Tahoe, and up into the northwest corner. So air quality, I'm sure, is not very good throughout the region. A lot of smoke is stagnant. Minor activity through Alaska and as well Hawaii, seeing a 2.7. Russia, Severomorsk, 4.3. And as well Nami, Japan, 4.6 and a 4.3, 56 kilometer depth. Philippines, 4.5. And as well Tuau, Indonesia, 4.5. Pretty quiet through this region as well. Deep earthquakes here. Vanuatu, 231 kilometer depth. Loyalty Islands, 131 kilometer depth. Fiji Islands, 503 kilometer depth, 4.6. And as well, 160 kilometer depth there. 5.2 Tonga, 74 kilometer depth. So lots of activity through the Australian plate into the Kermadec. And as well, a rare 4.4 here to report in Romania, 140 kilometer depth. And that's the last 24 hours for earthquakes across the planet. Give you a quick look here at the last 7 days, as we've seen a lot of deep earthquakes penetrating our planet this week. South America, as well the Kermadec, Fiji. A couple deep earthquakes there through Afghanistan. And that's a quick look at the last 7 days for earthquakes across the planet. Stay aware and prepared, prayers for humanity, and have a plan. Looking here at the Pacific Disaster Center, showing the most recent volcanoes updated. Karamiski, Suwasanajima, Ibu in Indonesia, Fuego, as well Nevadas de Ruiz in Colombia, Pagan in the United States. That's right, this is a brand new volcano that has awakened as well. So we've got two new volcanoes that have awakened, Talika and Pagan. And Pagan is just in the Marianas Trench, north of Guam. Continuing on here, White Island, New Zealand. That just awakened 3 hours ago, so that's pretty recent as well. Fuego, Sabancaya in Peru, Talika in Nicaragua, Reventador in Ecuador. And that's about 13 volcanoes getting updated today, so pretty active volcano day, to say the least. We do have a volcano activity report coming up this week. Stay tuned, because we do have some new volcanoes to add to the number. Also looking at two tropical systems that are alive and spinning on our planet right now. Tropical Storm Kate, who is pretty much dying out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And as well, we have Tropical Storm Larry, who is Hurricane Larry, now a category almost 2, as it whipped up into shape today. Tropical Storm Larry is going to be heading westward and then northwest into the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. So some interesting paths of all the storms this year, as I've been documenting. And I just want to give everybody a heads up. This could be a very nasty end to the Atlantic hurricane season. This is Tropical Storm Larry right now, heading straight west and is going to jot northwest, following the same line that Kate did. Having a look here at the 5-day forecast brought to you by MeteoEarth and as well daily events worldwide. Starting out here, home base for now, Brantford, Ontario. Very sticky climate, and it's kind of cooled down over the last few days, and you can see a cool down coming in the long range forecast. Big low pressure system coming out of Alberta in the long range will be dipping down through northern Ontario and then dropping a weather bomb over Ontario, southern Ontario, and then moving northeastward. So we've got Tropical Storm Ida, who is still heading up the coastline, will affect New Brunswick and as well all Atlantic provinces. Big low pressure system following in behind. As well, documenting here, the low pressure system coming out of Alberta and another one coming in on the west coast. So kind of a rain train coming here for the BC coastline. We've got 3 low pressure systems this week to deal with. And as well, some pretty cool temperatures behind these lows that keep coming from the north and dipping down, bringing those frigid temperatures. Overlooking Central America, the Gulf, no major weather systems coming in. Overlooking the Atlantic, you can see Kate has disappeared, but Larry in the long-range forecast turns into quite a strong storm. We could see a Category 5 hurricane in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, long-range forecast. Overlooking Europe, sneaky little low-pressure system here, heading into the Mediterranean this week. Going to bring scattered showers and some storms. And as well, we've got low pressure systems affecting eastern parts of Europe, heading out into Russia and northward. Overlooking Asia and India, lots of rain and strong low pressure systems heading through northern China and then into the Koreas this week. As well, lots of rain and continual monsoon rains for parts of Nepal and as well India. A little tight low pressure system there, western parts of India. Daily evaporation rains, heavy at times for Papua New Guinea later in the week. Overlooking Australia, warming up this week but then quickly disappearing. You'll watch as that long line of moisture comes in and a pretty tight low pressure system. Watch for this thing to whip off the coastline just north of Victoria. So very strong winds will be associated with this storm. Heads up, my Australian friends. High pressure ridge over New Zealand until about Wednesday, Thursday. And then the rain train from that system comes in. Overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Watch for pretty strong systems to head into the coastline this week. British Columbia and Alaska. Watch for an uptick in seismicity, meaning earthquakes. Central America, calm. South America, daily evaporation rains heavy at times this week. As well, a pretty big system here developing the coastline, the border with Argentina and Brazil. Overlooking Africa, daily evaporation rains, no major weather systems to talk about, except for the one rolling off the coast here. Could be another tropical storm developing in the long range, but maybe not. Going to leave you here looking at the southern hemisphere versus the northern. All of the major systems spinning across our planet. Much love. Thanks for watching today. This has been Mike with Morning Dew. I really appreciate all of you tuning in, and I love your patience and support. Much love. Prayers for humanity. Stay aware and prepared. Stay young and have fun. And get your morning dew. Bye-bye. Watch this low pressure system come from the North Pole. It's going to be a quick, long-range drastic change. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends and family from across the world.